Thanks for checking out the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to see your deck featured on the channel, hang out with me and the amazing BoshNRoll community on Discord, access to my lists and sideboard guides before tournaments, or book an individual coaching session, check out the Patreon and YouTube member links in the video description. Use the code BoshNRoll to get 10% off the best Magic apparel on the market at coalesceapparel.shop. If you want to play what I'm playing, use my affiliate link to order cards from tcgplayer.com, or play any deck, anytime, with a Magic Online loan account from cardhoarder.com. Thanks again for being here. Now let's go play some Magic. Welcome to another BoshNRoll Legacy video. Today, at the request of Patreon subscriber Robert, I have taken on a Mishra Artificer Prodigy Brew. Basically, the prompt from Robert was, do something with Mishra. And I did, a while ago on the channel, play a modern take on Mishra. Modern's a lot slower. The hate's not as potent. There's no Caracas, there's no Pyroblast, there's no Daze. Modern's just a friendlier format to do Mishra sort of things. We're also in Legacy competing with Splash Damage from 8-Cast and Storm, which are also powerful artifact-fueled strategies. But I figured, you know what, let's just run straight into the frying pan here and try what we can do with Mishra. And the way that I went with this is more prison-based than speed-based, because of all the things I just listed, getting your blue 4-mana legend to stay in play for a turn or two, if you can even get it there, is a big ask if your opponent's allowed to do everything that they want to do. Therefore, let's try to stop them from doing that. Where this ended up is basically just a Grixis 8-Cast shell with Chalice of the Void and Tanglewire as prison elements. Baleful Strix to hold the board. This is one of the better artifacts that exists in Legacy, believe it or not. And we got the Emery engine. We've got fast mana with Ancient Tomb and Mox Opal. We've got artifact lands in here. The original take on this was a Disciple of the Vault deck, where like when you have Mishra and you Mishra's Bauble and then tutor up another Mishra's Bauble and then sack them both, your opponent also loses 2 life in addition to you drawing the 2 cards. But the problem with that was I really wanted to be a Chalice deck, and having one of the core pieces of your engine cost the number that you want to put on Chalice didn't really work out. And then I kind of was like, what about Cavern of Souls? That can shove Disciple through the Chalice, and Mishra is also a human, but Cavern doesn't fuel anything else we're doing here. Emery's not a human, Strix is not a human, Monitor's not a human. It just didn't work out that way. And then I drifted away from Disciple of the Vault and still ended up in this Chalice of the Void Tanglewire situation. You may be asking, isn't this just a worse 8-Cast? And my answer to that is yes, it sure is. But the point is not to break Legacy here. The point is to explore Mishra. And the deck is packed full of artifacts worth copying. We've got Tanglewire. One of these frequently ends a game. And in the mid to late game, sometimes players have enough permanence that they can just push through a Tanglewire. But if you're in the mid to late game, you have Mishra and maybe you have 2 Tanglewires. It's really hard to get through tapping 8 permanents a turn. Sometimes tapping 4 a turn will end the game on its own. Baleful Strix doubling up the card draw and the protection. Thought Monitor is my favorite thing to copy with Mishra. That happened a lot in the Modern League that I recorded. Unfortunately, Chalice is not something you want to copy because, and by copy I mean grab another copy. It's not like a token object. It has to physically exist. But your second Chalice would automatically be on 0, which shuts down a lot of what you're doing. So Chalice, probably not surging up additional copies of that, but doubling Lotus Petal, doubling Mishra's or Urza's Bauble, and Emery works here too. The Mishra can search for a copy of the spell out of your graveyard, hand, or library. So using Emery, you can either cast Mishra's Bauble out of your graveyard, search for another one out of your deck, doubling the card draw, or you can mill something over with Emery, like you mill over a Baleful Strix, then cast one from your hand and pick up the one that's in the graveyard. There's just a lot of synergy here of throwing artifacts around. My concern with this deck is, of course, the mana. We have added a 3-color card to a deck that is predominantly built to play mono blue spells. Like 8-cast is a mono blue deck, and even 8-cast sometimes struggles with having enough blue mana to play the game. But here we are, doing a full Grixis version of 8-cast, and I hope it's going to work. Ancient Tomb's kind of rough, but you need it for the strategy that doubles your ways to get turn 1 Chalice, which is really important. Doubles your ways to accelerate Tangle Wire, really important. I guess not quite doubles, because Lotus Petal and Opal, it increases by 50% your ways to do all those things on turn 1. But it's worth the stretch. Mistfault Bridge, I'm not really happy about coming into play tapped, but the mana's rough. It's an artifact dual land. We're going to try it. And we're just going to hope this works. Out of the sideboard, I just have a bunch of stuff for decks we might run into. My favorite thing for the sideboard is Lodestone Golem. I briefly had Trinisphere in here, then I realized how hard that ruins my own strategy of throwing zeros around and drawing extra cards. But Lodestone Golem doesn't affect my strategy that much. I have a couple cards that care, but most of them have affinity, or if Mishra's already in play, I'm doing okay. But the idea of Lodestone Golem copying another Lodestone Golem, like pulling one out of the graveyard, and now all the spells cost 2 more, very exciting to me. I hope that comes up at least once. But this is what we're doing. Mostly 8-cast, but we've got Mishra, and we've made some choices to slow the game down to try to get Mishra online. And this is Robert's Mishra 8-cast Prison. Let's do it. I'm on the draw in round 1. Unfortunate, because we do have the turn 1 Chalice. Much better on the play, but definitely keeping this hand. Opponent's on a Malta 6. The old Basic Island strategy. Basic Islands tend to be pretty bad against Chalice of the Voids. We'll see if this works. I'm going to run out Lotus Petal, just in case they daze me. Here is my Chalice. B-Storm in response, now or never, good choice. It's in there, and okay, I'm going to do a count here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I run out my baubles but don't pop them, I can Thought Monitor next turn. Sucks Lotus Petal's my only blue source, but this is the world we signed up for when we added 2 colors to the 8-cast shell. Drop in baubles. Did I count my land drop when I was counting mana? Do I need both of these baubles? 2 off Ancient Tomb, 2 off Lotus Petal is 4, 5, 6, 7. I can pop one of these baubles and still have enough to monitor. So if I spike a blue source off the top, I can monitor without popping at all if I keep my bauble. I like extra cards. Let's have a look. Volcanic Island is the draw. Wonder if they're Jeskai control. Probably not Delver with the start they had. Could be like Show and Tell or something that makes me really unhappy. Bauble, drew re-bauble. Okay, so that just replaces the first bauble in the affinity count. And if I hold my land drop, I could still hit a blue source and cast Thought Cast this turn. Oh wait, have I counted wrong? Oh, this is what I did wrong. I have to announce this spell and then sack the Lotus Petal. You can't float mana if you want this to work, because I need Lotus Petal in play when I announce the spell to count for the Thought Monitor. We're in there. Let's draw 2. Blue source achieved. Let's Thought Cast also. Another bauble. Get that in. And I'm going to look at 2 cards in their hand now with Urza's Bauble. I think I am affinitied up here between the 2 artifact lands, the Chalice, and the Thought Monitor. If I get information about their hand that reveals their Storm, like if I just see Lotus Petal here, okay, Show and Tell confirmed, which is also not good, because I'm not really set up to beat this deck. Running Wish. Let's look at your top card as well. Yeah, a little worried about this situation now that I know what they're doing. Gotta hope their stuff is bad. And Grizzfather on top. Alright. This deck might have Lotus Petal in it. I'm determining if jamming Chalice on 0 is something that's worth doing, because that shuts down many cards in my deck and might shut down 1 card in theirs. I'm not going to do that. Decided against. If I lose for it, they got me. But if they have the land and the Show and Tell, I know 3 of the 6 cards they're going to be operating on this turn. If 2 of the unknown ones are land, Show and Tell, we're just dead on the spot. But if they Show and Tell, I get Mishra. You want to mess around and find out? Okay, they're missing either the land or the show, or both. Definitely the land, maybe also the show. If I can get Chalice up to 3, I'm going to be feeling pretty good. Which would need to be Mox Opal or Lotus Petal off the top with the Ancient Tomb. All right, we're not there. A Tangle Wire would have been great too. Fortunate. Not there either. I'm going to play my Strix. Get a redraw. Next turn I can Chalice on 3. Just need them to brick one more time. Attack for 2. And that will be my turn. Fingers crossed. This is a lot of lands in my 16 land deck. No! Oh, good. They don't have the show either. That's a relief. They could Cunning Wish for something like Hurkyl's Recall, but I guess I would know that's coming if I Chalice on 3. I'm going to attack first. I mean, not that I can stop it from coming, but I can at least put it on the stack. They should probably Cunning Wish in response. If they Cunning Wish for Hurkyl's Recall, I'm in trouble, but they'll have to put this all together. This also uses the Cunning Wish that would win on the spot with Omniscience. Right, Abrade's pretty good. Fair enough. Yeah, that land was so good. They drew another land. So they can Abrade my Chalice and Show and Tell. Runner lands. Did you also draw the Show and Tell in between? Wow, fascinating. I guess we're dead. They went from missing a land drop to killing me in one turn. Not bad. I'm not going to show them Mishra, I guess. I'm going to put in Thought Monitor and draw 2 cards. Not that it matters. I'm just going to get grizzled out of the game here. Oh, Emrakul in hand too. Okay. Yeah, if they miss that land drop one more time, then my Chalice on 3 shuts down the Wish and the Show and Tell. And I think we actually win if they miss that land drop one more time. Oh well. To the sideboard we go. I want my low G's here. I want my forces. The forces in here. Tangle Wire is actually pretty good. I don't know that Brazen Borrower is good. It is a blue card. Ensnaring Bridge can be good against like a Raw Dog Show and Tell without the Omniscience. I guess I do want those, yeah. Cards that are less important. I mean, I'm looking right at Mishra. My job is to survive this game, and I'm boarding in more 4-drops. Sorry, Mishra. I promise I won't cut that every round. This is just very specifically a deck that I need to address as cleanly as possible. I don't really want Brazen Borrower. Baleful Strix, not great here either. What is my actual plan to win this game? It's got to be like Lodestone Golem, prison them out, and then... Yeah, unfortunately I just don't have a fast clock anywhere in the deck. Lodestone Golem cracks for 5, so I guess that is my win condition. It's pretty rough with Ensnaring Bridge, but my deck also is good at drawing cards. I just have to like control my flow of cards. All their creatures are 7/7 or bigger though, so even like keeping 5 or 6 cards in hand is still fine. And Emery looping Tangle Wires in the mid game, that's a way to win as well. Okay. Gotta find one more cut here. It might just be one of the baubles. I don't think I mind fast mana of having multiple opals. Normally that's a deal breaker for me. Actually, shaving an opal is fine. I'm into it. I'm gonna do it like this. This is a turn 2 Tangle Wire. I don't hate that. It's not really doing anything else. The Ensnaring Bridge is here too if they jam Show and Tell without Omniscience. I am going to keep this. And I have to just Underground Sea go here, I think. I guess I should play out the baubles. If they melt down, I just draw 2. But I need the baubles to turn on Opal, so I am going to wait on them. I'm thinking their build of the deck is more Omniscience-based than creature-based, because it's pretty normal to have just like 2 Omniscience in your Sneak and Show deck, but having Cunning Wish in your Sneak and Show deck is a little weird. Oh, there's Chalice. Yeah, I'm going to prioritize Chalice over any of these other things that are happening. Play around Days with a Mox Opal. Here's the Chalice. There's the Brainstorm in response. Spending a force on this, pitching a Show and Tell. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna pass. I'll probably bobble in their end step, looking for another mana source or replacement artifacts. Or I could just like take the sure thing on Tangle Wire right now. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna do that, and then I can start bobbling once we're tangled. Surgical extraction, my chalice. Okay. That's not what's going on over here. Seed of the Synod. I cast my Tangle Wire. Let's tangle it up. 3 time walks on the stack right now. Got a fetch and response. Another brainstorm. This is the position I was worried about of, I have my hooks in. Now what? I'm gonna use one of these baubles. I still have 3 artifacts in play. They have Omniscience in hand. I'm gonna take another look. I still have 3 artifacts in play. I saw Omniscience twice. I hope that means they have 2 of them, and I didn't just see the same card twice. But cannot know this. Thought Monitor is a good draw. That does something. I have to tap 3 permanents next turn. Make sure you stack your triggers correctly. You want to fade before you tap. That gives you an extra thing. Then Tangle Wire taps itself. So your opponent has to tap 4 permanents when Tangle Wire first comes into play. Then you get to fade and Tangle Wire can tap itself. So you get to hang out in this world where you are functionally tapping 2 permanents and they have to tap 4. Pretty messed up. I have exactly enough for this Thought Monitor to get in there. I'm not constricting them at all here, so if they have a Pyroblast, it would have worked. Another Tangle Wire is great. My plan is to just run Tangle Wire into Tangle Wire until they're dead. 3 permanents, please tap them. Cool. Alright, now we're doing the thing. Ancient Tomb, that's pretty good against Tangle Wire. Fade first. Tap Tangle Wire and Seed of the Synod. Throw a bauble for the turn. Thoughtcast is good for 1. Vault of Whispers, Urza's Bauble, and another Tangle Wire. Let's twist it up. They were going to be able to cast Show and Tell here, but now they can't. And I'm going to have to tap 5 things. I can afford to bauble. Show me that Omniscience again. Alright, we saw Grizzlebrand this time, and I drew another Tangle Wire along the way this turn. Got to see if we can tempo this 2 points at a time before they figure it out. Show and Tell helps. I love Tangle Wire so much. Call me a sicko. I deserve it, but still love this card. No matter what you say about my character. Fade them. Tap the Tangle Wire to itself, then tap 3 other things. Gonna be Tangle Wire, and the 2 lands that only tap for 1 color. Okay, blue card to go with Force. They have to tap 4 permanents this turn. That could result in Show and Tell. But they know about Ensnaring Bridge. They have Omniscience and Grizzle. Oh, okay. They're conceding. I was going to start to decide if I wanted to keep a blue card in hand for Force or cast Emery. And I would have cast Emery because that gets Tangle Wires looping out of the graveyard too. Oh, that felt good. Good shit. Prison side coming in. I don't think anything changes here. The Lodestone Golems are the plan, and just slow them down and bash is kind of the whole thing. I'm going back in as such. I have Ensnaring Bridge, and I have turn 1 Emery. I kind of like the turn 1 Emery. I'm going to keep. Also turn 2 Lodestone if I find it, and Emery gets 4 looks at Lodestone. My opponent has mulligan to 3. Alright, career's on the line here. Land Ponder goes down to 1 card in hand, plus whatever this Ponder comes up with. They chose to shuffle. Cool. Alright, Emery, win the game for me. Okay, Vault of Whispers, Mishra's Bauble, Lotus Petal. I'm going to cast Emery here. Emery also mitigates the crushing danger of Meltdown, which could catch up this mulligan to 3 based on my opening hand, but Emery insulates against that. If they force will, they have nothing, so that's not going to happen. 2 forces hit my graveyard, disappointing. I'm going to bauble them, though. Maybe I wasn't supposed to bauble because I have 2 affinity cards in my hand. But I think pushing the card advantage angle against this opponent, who's mulliganed as such, they're drawing Grizzlebrand. If they kept Show and Tell, which is a card that makes sense that they would keep on a Multi 3. Like, you would have kept an A or a B. And there's a B. Kind of hope I do get Surgical right here. Just spend that card on something else. Whatever. Chalice is a good draw. Free Chalice. Okay. Ancient Tomb. Chalice of the Void. Doing this before I activate Emery, this will lock out Surgical Extraction. Like, they have to commit it now. Brainstorm. You got it. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could Thoughtcast here, or I could put Bauble into play. I think I just want to cast Bauble for now. Invest in my future, try to get like a big multi-spell turn. Like, how would that work? I would have to draw a blue spell and then cast Lotus Petal with or draw blue land, Thoughtcast. Oh, here we go. Please don't have the Omniscience. Well, Show and Tell is going to resolve. I can put in Thought Monitor. I'm going to put in Ensnaring Bridge, though. We know there's a Grizzlebrand in the hand. I want to at least try to shut that down. That is the fear. Okay. My Brazen Borrowers are not in the deck. How do I beat this in-play Grizzlebrand? I did what I was supposed to do in drawing the blue source for Thoughtcast. I can Thoughtcast for 1. I want to start spending life. Dig for stuff. That's fine. Lotus Petal from the graveyard. Maybe I'm supposed to Chalice for 2 right now, but they did just draw 7. Like, that turns off a Braid. And Meltdown's going to get me no matter what. I'm going to play this Thought Monitor. Play Bauble. Yeah, I'm not sure what my plan is here. I'm not going to lie. It's not looking good. I have a plan to not lose. I didn't bring in my Garrett or Aether Grid, though, so I can't just, like, spike them for the last 4 points. My Brazen Borrowers are out of the deck. I would have to Tangle them down. Yeah, that's the plan. Tangle them down and attack through it. If they Show and Tell again, I probably should have bobbled, trying to spike a Lodestone Golem, because if they Show and Tell, Omniscience, alright, Impulse, tapping Ancient Tomb, they're down to 2. If I Chalice on 2, it turns off a Braid. Meltdown's going to get me no matter what, but this Ancient Tomb with them at 2 is pretty great. And they have to kill me all at once, or like do multiple interactive things, because Emery can just replay the Ensnaring Bridge next turn. But it wouldn't be hard to like a Braid and then Force of Will, Chalice on the way back in. But I have multiple, or Bridge. All right, it's time to do Bauble stuff. Another Show and Tell on top. And I'm just going in here drawing the extra cards, like backing my situation up with a Force of Will would be nice. Finding a Tangle Wire to start pushing the last 2 damage would be nice. Yeah, there's a plan here. And it's not even a bad one. Bauble, Thought Monitor, and Bauble. Okay, we're going to Bauble Monitor here to start it out. Monitor costs 1. Force of Will, no blue card to go with it at the moment. I think I just go for the Chalice on 2 here. And I want another Bauble from my graveyard. Chalice on 2 turns off a Braid, Impulse, Urkel's Recall, Meltdown for 1. If I pop all 3 of these Baubles, I'll have 7 cards in hand. That doesn't work for me. I probably want to pop 1 of the Baubles. So if I hit a blue card, that's really the goal. I think I'm going to sack 2 of the Baubles and go up to 6 cards in hand. And if they haven't, like, Echoing Truth, that also gets shut off by Chalice on 2, by the way. It's good. Okay, Bauble you, Ponder, Bauble you, Cunning Wish. Okay, they do have the Cunning Wish. So they have Show and Tell, Ponder, Cunning Wish. Show and Tell's the top card of their deck right now. Thought Monitor. Alright, got a blue card for Force. We're doing stuff. They are passing the turn again. Oh, we're just in second main. Just Chalice checking me, I guess. Is there a reason for that? Are they building Storm, or are they just going to discard it anyway? They don't understand. Using their Lotus Petal to do what? Cast Show and Tell? If that gets Omniscience, I could lose. I'm going to force that. That might have been a trap. Wow, another really generous concession. Like I guess like I'm like doing better than they are right now, but I'm still behind just like a good draw, and they've seen me mill 2 forces already. There's only one left in my deck. But okay. Prison Element shutting down Sneak and Show. You love to see it. On to the next round. For the absolute best Magic the Gathering apparel on the market, check out the link in the video description to coalesceapparel.shop, and be sure to use the code BoshNRoll for 10% off when you check out. I'm on the draw in round 2 with a clunker, but it does have turn 2 Tangle Wire, which does a lot of heavy lifting. I'm going to run with this and hope I'm not just run over by Wasteland. Uh-oh. Might be run over by Grizzlebrand instead. A Bayou, that's fun. Elvish Reclaimer. Oh, that's what we're doing. This is Turbo Depths. And I have the 1-of Brazen Borrower in my deck, in my hand right now. That's good news. A Bauble. I think I want to hold that. Do I want to just play Volcanic Island and bluff? If I go Volcanic Island, Mishra's Bauble, I could pretend I'm Delver. And maybe they'll shove a main phase Merit Lage to play around Wasteland. And then I can get them with Brazen Borrower. This is my plan. I guess Delver would Bauble, though. So if I'm going to sell this, I have to sell it. We're drawing another Reclaimer. Some builds of this deck contain Wasteland and some don't. I am rooting against right now, obviously. Okay. Time to tangle it up. Urborg. That's nice for me. Duress. Okay, that's probably going to take Tangle Wire. Breaking my heart. It doesn't get to take Brazen Borrower, which is lucky. That gives me a lot of breathing room against Merit Lage. But I hate to see Tangle Wire go here because it would have been so good. Yep, Tangle Wire. My heart is broken. Motobug. Have faith in your deck. The deck provides. They might want to just spin some Elvish Reclaimers in the upkeep here. That way they can at least spend their mana. Yeah, they could also just tap 4 things and attack for 1. Okay. Dark Depths is getting closer. I am going to be fully tapped out by my Tangle Wire this turn. Don't even need to fade it first because I lose all my permanents anyway. All good. Ancient Tomb, not what I want. I want Seed of the Synod. And we are not at Thoughtcast, not even close, so I'm gonna pass. Sucks they saw the Brazen Borrower. Would have been so nasty. Spike you with a 1-of. Not the world I get to live in, though. Interesting they left up Lotus Petal instead of a land. Depths is here. Yeah, this Tangle Wire certainly bought me some time. Brazen Borrower is doing a good job, too. Dark Confidant. Okay. When they tapped black, I assumed it was the vampire. But it was not. Alright, I'm going to tap, I guess it's Ancient Tomb and Tangle Wire. I have a redundant Ancient Tomb. Baleful Strix. Oh, thanks for the Swamp opponent. Black, blue, Baleful Strix. Mox Opal, what's up? That gets me Thoughtcast, or I can hold up Brazen Borrower. I'm going to Thoughtcast. Fucking good team. Bobble. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'm just going to float all of these in play for the turn and set up a Mishra Thought Monitor situation for next turn. Tapping Dark Depths and Lotus Petal makes sense. Bob revealed Crop Rotation. That's a good one. That means they can get Sajiri Step. And if I put up this wall of flying blockers, that helps. I guess I need a blue source. Oh no, because my Ancient Tomb tap for black, I get Mishra. I have Grixis mana, thanks to Urborg. And then I can Mox Opal to Thought Monitor twice. Oh, right. I can't actually afford to block here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I need the Strix in play for Affinity to work. And they're trying to clear my flying blocker so Merit Lage can connect. Not having it. Tangle Wire taps itself. Go tap yourself. Okay, I can save the Lotus Petal to get 2 of those. Blue, black. Do I want to lose 2 life for an extra colorless? Yeah, I think I do. I like mana. Here's the Mishra. LFG. Thought Monitor. Search the deck for a second one. Are we? All right, we're crop rotating in response. Is there a Caracas? Okay. That's not a big deal. The damage is done. I'm getting 2 thought monitors here. Mishra will be back next turn. That's why I led on thought monitor, by the way, and not Lotus Petal, because if they could answer Mishra, I want the better one to happen first. Draw 2. A draw 2. Crop rotation was used, and this is why I floated mana. Now I get to Vault of Whispers and Chalice on 1, which shuts down crop rotation and Thoughtseize and Duress. And so many things that they want to be doing. I am going to bobble here. I want the information, and I have plenty of artifacts. Drawing Verdant Catacombs. That's a deal. And tell me more. Sajiri step. Okay. If they end step the Merit Lage right now somehow, I'm actually dead. But, alright. They did not do that. Not even sure how that would happen, but glad it didn't. Lotus Petal, Seed of the Synod. Anglewire is good for one thing here. Tapping Bayou instead of Dark Depths is really interesting. Like, they rotated the Urborg away. Dark Depths doesn't do anything right now. Very curious about that play. Another Bob. Okay. I will trade Baleful Strix for one of the Reclaimers if they attack this turn. And I will trade one of my Thought Monitors for the other one. Get this board under control. And Mishra can tutor out of the graveyard, so that's fine. They can't crop rotate naturally because of Chalice. Alright, and they tap their Caracas this turn. Okay. Mishra hopefully will get to do some stuff. Baleful Strix, cool. Urborg is out of play though, so we've got red, blue, black, 2 colorless. Mishra's back. Back again. Lotus Petal gets to search for Lotus Petal. I'm going to search my library, not my hand, thank you very much. Lotus Petal. Search the library. That in. And then these things can cast Baleful Strix, and I can get 2 of those. And then I can also get 2 Tangle Wires, and that'll probably shut the game down. Seed of the Synod plus Mox Opal gets me a couple of Baleful Strixes. I'll grab the one out of the graveyard. That sounds good. Recycle that. Draw 2 cards. Get a bunch of baubles. Grab one out of the graveyard. Bauble out of the graveyard. Oh my god. I think they tap that Caracas. And I'll go to 7 to get 2 more Tangle Wires. One out of the graveyard even. Meat. Okay, I'm going to attack for 2 in the air. Begin the winning the game phase of the game. Oh, they've had quite enough. That was awesome. Yeah, Mishra's a powerful permanent. It just frequently doesn't stay in play very long. Ensnaring Bridge and Brazen Borrower are what I want here. Chalice of the Void is good. Mishra is good. This is not a blue deck. It is a Caracas deck, but no Daze, no Pyroblast, none of that's coming. They might have Collector Oof. That's a thing. Maybe I want my Aether Grid. That's a way to win with Oof and under Ensnaring Bridge. Strix is good. I don't really want to draw 2 Mishras. Chalice good. Strix good. I generally don't mind shaving Opal in most matchups. Still like Emery, even though they are a Bajuka Bog deck. I think I will shave another Opal and one of the baubles. Yeah, this makes sense to me. I'm not bringing in Force of Will against this because their combo results in a creature, and I have all these things that deal with creatures. I'm just sort of going to let them cast their spells and hope that mine are better. This is a turn 1 Emery. I'm going to keep. Emery's not as good as Chalice, but what are you going to do? Urborg, Lotus Petal, Collector Oof. Well, there's that. I told you that would be in there. And there's the Aether Grid that I put in my deck specifically for this possibility. Play Volcanic Island and Urza's Bauble. I no longer have turn 1 Emery. I do have turn 2 Emery still. Is a powerful card. Do you have the Vampire? Wow, what a blazing start. We're not winning the games like this. This is a game that makes me think maybe I do want Force of Will. They're going to be doing that kind of shit. Yep, we're slain here. I'm good. Yeah, I'm not going to pretend I can do anything. They don't have Dismembers or anything. Brazen Borrower is filling that role, and the Aether Grid. This had happened a little slower. Aether Grid works here. Lodestone Golem can just bash if I can ever get it into play, which I guess would be the hard part. I'm already like kind of hard up on deck space. Where would I put the Force of Wills if I bring them in? Like maybe Opal if I'm that worried about getting oofed. I could just move into like a anti-oof situation. I gotta keep some zeros in the deck because the affinity stuff just doesn't work without it. I do like Mishra. I just chopped another one, but I do still like him as a card. Maybe it's a Strix. Strix is really hard to cast with oof in play, but so is every other spell. Alright. Not in love with that setup, but that game was such a kicking that, okay, I've been convinced about my Force of Wills. Maybe I'm being results-oriented, knee-jerk, but I don't know. Rewarded with a bunch of Force of Wills. I'm going to keep this hand and hope they go for another quick oof that I can punish. I'm 1 mana short of turn 1 Thought Monitor. That's kind of funny. I am going to land Petal and just hope I draw a mana source, preferably an artifact one. They're on a mull to 5. Let's hope it was a degenerate turn 1 oof mull to 5. They could even protect it with Thoughtseize. I would not complain. Force of Vigor is kind of a beating, but I do have double force, double blue card. I don't know. I feel like this one's going to get scrappy. Okay, 6 card hand. What are you doing? Duressing me? Yeah, sure. Have a look. I bet you want Force of Will. If they have Surgical also, that would be a complete beating. All right, come on. Vault of Whispers off the top. Yikes. Well, this is what Force of Will is for, I guess. Pitch crop rotation. Vault of Whispers. Let's go. Oh my god, literally Vault of Whispers by name. Call it out by name. Okay. Let's... well, now it's a Thought Monitor versus the 3 cards in their hand. We have kind of bricked off here, and if they follow up with Collector Oof, we're in trouble. Yuck. Alright, well, I hope they draw Thoughtseize. I'm gonna start applying my pressure, because this is what I'm able to do. There's Dark Depths. Reclaimer can make this happen over 2 turns. See what that last card in their hand is. Give me your secrets. Caracas is the last card in their hand. Okay, so if I attack, they cannot make Merit Lage right now with what they have. Okay. And Caracas in hand is not the solution. They can like rotate for stage this turn and then threaten Merit Lage next turn. I get 1 more attack. Come on, Brazen Borrower. It's your time. Rotating the swamp away to Thespian Stage. And Brazen Borrower? Oh, okay. I'll take that too. Deal. Don't duress me. Urborg, okay. Their 1 card in hand is Caracas, which does not solve this problem for them. Now we turtle up. Mishra's Bauble. I'm going to wait until they rotate. Ensnaring Bridge. Shields up. I guess they don't have to rotate. It's all heads up. There's no rotation happening here. I'm just going to bobble them. All right, the crop rotation's on top. Let's see if they want to shuffle that away. Does that do anything? Well, I have maintained my perfect information about their hand. They can attack. If I block, they can crop rotate into a fetch land, fetch. All right, yeah, they cheesed the damage on me. I'm not going to lose my Thought Monitor over it, though. All right, deck, time to pull ahead. Gear per Aether Grid. Versus Bauble. Vault of Whispers. I'm going to Bauble on their turn, shut down attacks, and also protect myself from discard spells. Vampire Hexmage, you got it. I'm going to look at that crop rotation again. Draw a card. Go, Aether Grid. Aether Grid. I like Emery. They're going to have Bajuka Bog in their lands package, so Emery's not going to hold the fort forever, but I like that she's here at all. There goes my 1 Mishra. A Baleful Strix. Yeah, this is a high value Bajuka Bog if they go for it. Oh, we're making Merit Lage. We're gonna rotate for Blast Zone and start working up. Dothy Voidwalker, jeez. Been a run of good draws. Your deck. Let's keep it going. Oh, Force of Will, nice. That can force the crop rotation, and then we're in party zone. Do I want to start with Baleful Strix or get a second bridge in? I think I want to start with Strix. They get my Force of Will under the Dothy, but I don't think I care. Oh, right, and they have they have the Reclaimer in play, so they don't even need to cast the rotation. Never mind. Never you even mind. There goes my graveyard. We get to save the Force of Will for the future. The last Force in my deck, but it is nice to see it. Wasteland. That's a card you have? I would normally slam this and be happy about it, but not right now. Not with the Voidwalker in play. Next turn, my hand, I'll have to play something. I don't care about that. A Thoughtcast. I do like that one. If Voidwalker wants to be spent to cast Thoughtcast, I'm okay with that. Found another one. Let's keep those running. And then Vault of Whispers. Chalice of the Void will force the action on this crop rotation right now. They didn't play it. And 1, 2, 3. Get Tanglewire in. And still attack with Hexmage. I think I'm just going to have to take 2. They can also sack Hexmage to take all the counters off Tanglewire. That's disappointing. Thespian Stage is up right now. They could, like, copy Wasteland. That doesn't really do anything, though. Alright, tap some stuff. Really interested in Ghirapur Aether Grid right now. That's the whole game plan. Okay, they tapped their only creature that could attack. That's nice. I mean, I'm at 18. That's not going to change the game significantly, but they gotta deal damage eventually. Okay, cool. They're void walking, probably to cast Thoughtcast. Yep, cool. Happy to see my graveyard unlocked. Yeah, that completely changes what I'm capable of this game. Big fan. That means I can start attacking with Thought Monitor. I'm gonna tap Tanglewire. Snaring Bridge works even when it's untapped. Chalice works even when it's untapped. Yeah, just free money off that Tanglewire. I'm gonna attack with Thought Monitor. See if they want to let me Emery that sucker back. Nice. And they like start losing if they don't do that, but I get to draw 2 extra cards if they do it. Oh, deal. Draw 2 cards, land for turn. I think I want a Chalice for 2 here. We've seen Dark Confidant, Vampire Hexmage. Oh, Hexmage can move my Chalice down to 0, so that could actually fuck me up. Let's hope they don't know about that. Okay, they hit the Tanglewire, which will die in my next upkeep, and then I can just cast it with Emery. Yeah, they don't seem to know or don't seem to be prioritizing turning my Chalice from 1 or 2 into 0. I think they just misclicked. They just floated green colorless and then played Besage. Yep, they said no in all caps in the chat. Yeah, that's a rough misclick. I wish there was a way I could, like, pretend Chalice isn't in play, but that's just not how that works. Oh, would they have gone for Ensnaring Bridge and then rotated for Sajiri Step? Would I have been just dead here? Okay. Yeah, maybe I'm just dead. If this works. Okay. That's awkward. I'll take it. I think if they had asked for the concession and just like show me the Sajiri Step, I would give it, but they didn't ask, so I'm going to play through it. I don't know what their plan would have been. They've made a number of choices that I wouldn't have made in this game so far, so maybe they wouldn't have just gone for the W. Drawing Brazen Borrower feels real good. And let's see if you want to block my Thought Monitor again. Nope. Learn their lesson. I think I want to save the second Emery for Force of Will considerations, and I'm going to replay Urza's Bauble. As exciting as Tanglewire is, I have another one. It's not a huge deal. They can attack with Reclaimer here. I have too many cards in my hand. They attack with Reclaimer. It gives up Sujiri Step, though, and I could bounce the Merit Lage, but this deck's really good at making Merit Lage multiple times. No action there. I'm not really worried about decking myself because Ghirapur Aether Grid will win the game as soon as I find it. Tangle Wire, draw a card. There's the grid. Okay. 1, 2, 3 cards tapped. Draw for turn. Play my Lotus Petal. I'm going to tap my mana sources that are all not artifacts for grid, and then this game will end very quickly, I think. I can afford to take 2 off of this. Ancient Tomb. Force of Will is still backing this up. Okay. Force of Will, Brazen Borrower, and you're on a... I haven't counted my artifacts yet, but this is like a 1 or 2 turn clock. They might only have 1 draw step left. And we're 2-0. Some possibly strategic decisions and definitely 1 misclick were involved in this one, but count it, scoreboard, on to the next round. We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me. Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards, and you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league. I'm on the play in round 3 against I am the real SpongeBob in all caps. I hope the real SpongeBob is soft to Chalice because I'm keeping my hand. I'm actually going to bobble first and get a taste because there's a possibility this is a deck that I would name 0 for. If you have Lightning Bolt in your deck, I'm casting Chalice. You never really want to name 0 because it shuts down like, what is it, 16 cards in your own deck. But you never know. If you just see Lion's Eye Diamond off this bobble, there might be a consideration. But my Chalice just resolved against this Lightning Bolt strategy. Alright, Wasteland. Let's party. Looking like Delver right now. Hey! And sometimes you just rip Emery. Oop. I was gonna peddle out a Baleful Strix and just try to keep things moving forward, but that's another way to do it right there. I hope they bolt Emery. Maybe they forgot. Regular land. Mishra's Bauble. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I can make it 5. I can cast Thought Monitor this turn. It does play into Daze. I could also just bobble up a few times. Yeah, I'm just going to bobble again. Urza's Bauble. Then I'm going to cast this Baleful Strix. If they Daze it, they're set back a land. I'm moving forward and they're not. I still have a land drop to hit if Baleful Strix draws a card here. 3 Chalice. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I want to hold on to my baubles and try to get these affinity cards happening. This land, disappointing. Didn't use it though, and I drew Lotus Petal, which is magic artifact number 6 for Thought Monitor. I'm going to cast the one from my hand, because if I target the one in my graveyard with Emery, they could Wasteland me in response, and then I lose the affinity. But now if I play this one first, I can Emery the other one in my graveyard, use Petal to cast it, or a land if I draw it off Monitor here. And I still have the affinity even if they Wasteland me. Force of Will, pitching Delver of Secrets, okay. Do I want to go for the Daze play? I don't want to go for the Daze play. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can just put Lotus Petal into play. Or I can bobble and draw a card. I think I want another bobble. Murktide Regent is like their biggest way into this game. If they have Ledger Shredder, maybe that plays. I am going to take a peek at their hand again. Oh, Brazen Borrower. There we go. That's a thing. Alright, main deck Brazen Borrower. Who is the smart and handsome person who pushed those pretty hard? Okay, so Petty Theft can send my Chalice here, and then they get a turn to untap and Lightning Bolt my Emery. Yeah, they could crack this thing open here. If they Lightning Bolt Emery, Wasteland, yeah, I'm actually in trouble. From the top rope. I'm gonna have to pop all these baubles just to try to find lands. Yeah, good play. Bobble you and see another lightning bolt. Bobble you and see expressive iteration. 2 fresh ones here. Hopefully some mana is involved. Oh no. Okay, mana was involved. 2 manas were involved. We don't lead on Vault of Whispers because I care less if that one gets wastelanded. I'm going to play this Chalice of the Void. See if you have a Daze at the ready. Are you just going to bolt in response? Do have a Daze at the ready. Okay. Fair enough. I have another Chalice for next turn. Just shuffled away the expressive iteration. There's that bolt. Okay. Untap Slam Murktide. That shit's good. 3 cards in hand. We know one of them's Volcanic Island. The way they've played this game, one of them's probably Murktide. Oh yeah. Okay. I can Chalice first and then protect Baleful Strix, or just get Strix in. All right, don't daze me, bro. Cool. We got another Strix in there. Yeah, so they need to find land bolt between the top 3 cards of their deck and their hand right now. Found Scalding Tarn. Oh god, please don't cast Bolt. Play Delver, play Dragon's Rage Channeler, do something other than Lightning Bolt. Okay, that one's fine. Oh, Mox Opal's so sick. Vault of Whispers, Mox Opal, Chalice of the Void, and Emery. Cool. Alright, now we're straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're pondering just for the Delirium and the Surveils. Wasteland is fine at this point. The Emery is really doing business. Mox Opal is unwastable. They are hellbent right now. Oh, baby. I could just slam Mishra, get 2 baubles, and go nuts. Alright, yeah. This card is awful against Delver, and I'm going to board it out. But right now, while my Delver opponent is hellbent, I'm coming after it. I'm going to have 3 Baleful Strixes in play right now. Right, Bauble, grab Bauble from the graveyard. Emery casts Lotus Petal from the graveyard. And then this Lotus Petal is going to get another Lotus Petal. And that's going to cast Strix, which is going to get another Strix. And Delver sucks. Why would anyone play Delver when you could just do Mishra stuff? Baleful Strix, grab that one from the graveyard. Thanks for putting it there. Bang! Tangle Wire. You don't have many permanents left, friend. Emery, and get a look at the top of your deck. You getting out of this? Don't show me Expressive Iteration. Oh, days. Right on time. I'm gonna bobble again. I guess I should have waited. Like, I'm not doing anything with this extra card. There's no instance in my main deck. So I could have waited and gotten a little more information. I was just so excited. There's Brazen Borrower. Don't care. Delver sucks. Embrace Mishra. Wow, Mishra's coming right out. They're going to have Pyroblast this game. Lodestone Golem, I'm actually pretty into. Leyline of the Void, there's always tension on that. Like, obviously they are a graveyard deck, but also it's a bad card to draw. And this deck can cast it, which a lot of decks can't, which gives it a little bit extra help. But I still don't think I'm interested. Ensnaring Bridge and Lodestone Golem sound good, though. I don't want my Force of Wills. I don't know that Aether Grid. Aether Grid would put them on Arctide Region or die. It's a pretty good place to have an opponent. I'm going to shave 1 Opal, leave the rest of the zeros behind. Do like Brazen Borrower. Baleful Strix and Brazen Borrower are really good tools here. Do I want the other Borrower as well? Running out of things to cut here. Guess I could cut 1 more Opal, and then I could just play 2 Lodestones, or 0, or not 0, but yeah, I guess I could play 0 and put all my Opals back. That's boring though, not interested. Yeah, I can't do anything with my mana base to mitigate Meltdown. That just is what it is. If it happens, it happens. Maybe I just don't need the second Brazen Borrower. I'm gonna let Ensnaring Bridge do the work. Let's go. This hand, triple baubles, does not cast Emery, nowhere near this Lodestone Golem, dies to Wasteland. I'm gonna ship it. Still in trouble to Wasteland, but this one's a little more exciting. I'm gonna roll with it. Let's go. This one at least can interact via Tangle Wire. Island Go, okay. Come on, something to do. Emery. Oh, that's so close. Would I rather they Wasteland Seat of the Synod or Ancient Tomb? Probably Ancient Tomb. Just shipping it here. Instep Brainstorm. They also mold to 6. I noticed when they cast Brainstorm, they had the wrong number of cards in hand. Okay, not Wasteland. I'm gonna ram Tangle Wire straight into Daze. Card's so good. Jam it. They Daze this, that makes Lodestone Golem better. Lodestone Golem does die to Lightning Bolt. Maybe that's something I should have considered. Force Pitching Brainstorm. Alright, we got a 2-for-1 off of that when they already mulliganed once. Into Lightning Bolt, which I just pointed out is good against Lodestone Golem. Expressive Iteration is good against magic decks. Any opponent. Expressive Iteration is good against. They bend a Brazen Borrower. The EI will give them Delirium. Instant sorcery creature. No, they're still one short. The Flooded Strand that they found will give them Delirium, though. I have Baleful Strix next turn if I choose to deploy it. I seem to be holding a Pyroblast or Lightning Bolt. I don't get too many taps of this Ancient Tomb this game. I'm going to do the best thing I can do with it. Below G. This at least plays around Pyroblast and temporarily plays around Lightning Bolt. Force Pitching Delver. Okay, down to 1 card in hand. You just snapped right off on that one. Oh, it's Merc time. Pre-combat? Are you sure? I'll give you a chance to take it back. Nope. I'm taking 1 in combat here instead of 3. Deal. Come on, blue source for Emery. Let's go. Don't like that they've been sandbagging this red mana. I am in trouble to Lightning Bolt or Pyroblast. Which one is worse? I could Emery this turn, but that doesn't really do anything. I got a Strix, and just, if they have it, they have it. Alright, 2 free counter spells and a 1 mana counter spell. That'll do. Unsuccessful Disruption, but I did jam Tangle Wire, Lodestone Golem, and Baleful Strix on this stack. Everything I cast this game was good. They just had 3 answers. That's alright. That's Delver. We get a game 3 out of it. Do I want the grid? Very good, except when it's not. I feel like I want Brazen Borrower before I want grid. Snaring Bridge is fine. Maybe even good. This deck does have a lot of cards in hand sometimes. I think I'm just going to shave Mishra's Bauble. I don't know if that's right. I always get to a point with these decks where I'm like, oh, these baubles that are essential for turning on Affinity and Emery and like all of these other things, but also they're just so marginal compared to the exciting cards that come out of the sideboard. It's tough to balance that. Okay, turn 1, Chalice. Snap it. Here's this awkward Mist Vault Bridge. It is indestructible for Wasteland, but it's also ETB tapped for spells. Force or Bust. Alright. We got the 2-for-1 out of that. Pitching Delver. See if I can capitalize. Alright, Wasteland, that's fine. This gives me a chance to drop my bridge. Maybe they won't read it and they'll just Wasteland it. That would be great. Bridge, ATB tapped. Waste it. Waste it. Ooh, you kept a Force of Will Wasteland hand with no other action? No respect. This Mox Opal gets me Emery. Oh, I guess I had Emery anyway. This gets me Emery for 1, though. Are there 2 forces in your hand? Okay, there are. Double Force Wasteland. I guess that's pretty good. I'm 1 mana or artifact short of casting Thoughtcast. I think if I can Thoughtcast before they get off the ground, I run away with it. On deck. Oh yeah, the Nutters. The Nutters. That gives me a 2 cheaper Thoughtcast turns on Opal. We're just doing the whole thing here. Bauble. Monitor still costs too much, so here's another Emery. Now we're pushing. 2 monitors in my graveyard. Please don't have Surgical. Another artifact. Affinity is super online. I'm going to cast the monitor from my hand first in case they respond to Emery with Surgical. And my opponent is saying in the chat, I don't think I was supposed to keep this. I mean, it was really scary on turn 1 and then just kind of bricked off. And now I don't I would have to get like Price of Progress to lose the game from here. Twice? Alright. Well, questionable keep in game 3, but we are 3-0 defeating Delver now. Our body count grows and includes the best deck in the format. Let's keep this thing rolling. Positive record is locked already. On the draw, round 4 with an explosive mana hand. I'm going to keep it. It's kind of wonky. Falls apart in a variety of ways, but we chose to register this deck. Gemstone Mine. Alright, my opponent is doing something even more degenerate than me. Gemstone Mine is here for a good time, not a long time. Faithless Looting, so some sort of dredge graveyard stuff. Tolarian Winds, Stinkweed Imp. Yep, actual dredge. Neat. I could turn 1 Tanglewire. That doesn't really do anything, though. Seed of the Synod, Mox Opal. Turn 1 Thoughtcast is pretty exciting, though. It costs 2, and I have 3. Should I choose to use it all? Casting my thoughts out into the universe. Ooh, I can Emery. Valerian Winds, discard all the cards in your hand. This is not symmetrical. Just checking. Do I want to Emery now? Or do I want to, like, roll up with this Mishra next turn? I think I want to Emery. There she is. And didn't mill anything too egregious. I did mill a Vault of Whispers, so they know I'm not regular 8 cast right now. They dredged their Stinkweed Imp. They hit Icarid and Golgari Thug. They have Cephalid Coliseum. Yikes. Here comes the pain. They have exactly Threshold. If the Thug misses, we're in good shape. Oh, Tolarian Winds. We are in trouble. Discard 4, draw 4. That's only slightly better than Cephalid Coliseum. It's fine. We got this. 3 and 4. Oh, they have one more. 4. They did hit an Archimedes at the very end. 1 Cabal Therapy, 1 Bridge from below. That was a pretty bad dredge 4 times, honestly. I don't think they're going to name a card that's in my hand. Kappa Cannoneer. Nice try. You think I'd have a card like that in my deck? That card is good. That's a good name, though. That is the type of card that could race a Bridge from below. Okay, what do we got here? If I find a 0, I can cast Mishra and get 2 copies of whatever that 0 is. I don't know if that helps me. Entangle wiring them isn't hugely helpful. They said in the chat, well, that's not 8 cast. You're correct. It is not. Okay. Thoughtcast is the draw. How do I win this game? I don't know that I can. Yeah, this main deck is distressingly fair against truly unfair decks. The Ley Lines and Ensnaring Bridges are outs in the sideboard, but this, we're farting around right now. Maybe I need to Tanglewire and Thoughtcast. Seed of the Synod, Lotus Petal. Yeah, Tanglewire is probably worse for me than it is for them, because they can Cephalid Coliseum in the upkeep. But I guess then their Icarids and shit would be tapped. Active player not. No, the tap happens before Icarid does. Alright, I'm in trouble, is the short answer. Here's a Thoughtcast. And here's some other stuff. I could just get 2 baubles here and hope I'm alive. Yeah, we're not winning this game by doing anything normal, so here's Mishra. I'm fairly confident that this is worse than simply playing Tanglewire, but I've done it. I have a 4/4 in play. I can at least contend with Icarids, kind of. And I'm not popping my baubles because I have no interaction in my deck, and they do have Cabal Therapy. Ox of Agonis also in their graveyard. I didn't see that flip over. They don't have double red right now, but they do have 4 cards in hand. They're all dredge things, though. I don't think they took any natural draws during that Tolarian Winds. They have a dredge there, hit 2 more bridges and a Grave Troll. They get to Cephalid Coliseum. Just chuck the whole deck into the graveyard. Grave Troll. Grave Troll. There's another Grave Troll. There's a Hogak in there. They only had 1 Narcomoeba. 3 cards left in their deck. Otherworldly Gaze, Hogak. All of their therapies are present. And all of the bridges are present. Yes, all of the bridges, all of the therapies. Only 3 cards left in the deck. I can't make them draw cards. Yeah, I am Not going to win this one, but I will let them do their thing and then bobble twice and see what happens. Okay, they don't have any combo stuff going on. Oh, Force of Wills. Don't like that. They're all in the graveyard, so they're counted for, but this is a blue interactive version of Dredge, which also usually means it's a fair version. There's not really room for Force of Will and like Dread Return stuff in the same deck. All right, go ahead. Here they come. I'm going to take my Tangle Wire. That's the last thing that I have. They're going to attack with their creatures. The zombie should attack as well. Oh, change their mind. That's weird. They're going to have so many zombies. Why do they care? All right. I will block Icarid. They get 4 more zombies from that. Then they can flashback Cabal Therapy and get 4 more zombies from that. That's 13, 17 2/2s, and I'm at 17. Oh, wow. They didn't... Oh, it dies anyway. That's right. Yeah. Same fucking thing. Okay. I'm going to draw 3 cards here. I get an Emery activation plus drawing 3, and that is... Then I'm probably going to hit the concede button. Don't have a main deck out to this. Tangle. Oh, I can tangle 8 of these things up. Can I get... Oh. Okay. How does this work? If I Thought Monitor twice, and then Tangle Wire twice, can I work through this zombie horde? But there's still Icarids in the graveyard. I would need to Legend Rule my Emery somehow. Okay, how does this start? I think I have to start by Emerying up Lotus Petal, because I'm going to need all the mana this turn. Emery, target... Or I could... No, Mox Opal is not a good card to get multiple copies of. Alright, Lotus Petal. Cast Petal. Copy the petal out of my... Do I want the one out of my graveyard, or do I want to thin out of my deck? No, because if I find one, I can copy it again. Yeah, I think I'll just grab the graveyard one. And then if I Tangle Wire, that gets me 2 more artifacts into play. I am going to search my library, or... Am I, though? No, I'm going to grab the one from the graveyard. I was thinking, like, maybe Emery can do something here, but it's not going to do something here. And that's plenty of artifacts to Thought Monitor twice. I search my library for one of these. Thought Monitor. Monitor. Second Monitor, let's go. I found a Mox Opal. I can keep doing more stuff. Wait, I can Legend Rule Mishra, kill their bridges, and maybe win? Holy guacamole. Are we doing this? Bobble. Search up Bobble from my graveyard. And then Mox Opal. Get the one from my graveyard first. Graveyard. Legend Rule. Float blue. This one resolves. Legend Rule. Make black. Red. Colorless. Mishra, Legend Rule. Keep the original one. Nuke your bridges. You have to tap 8 of these zombies, and then I can block some of the other ones. Icarid is still involved. There are still Cabal Therapies over there. There's nothing I can draw that'll help me survive the turn. Plus I might need the Tangle Wire, or the Baubles, to survive my own Tangle Wire. I have not done the math. I might still be dead here, but that was very exciting. So they have to tap 8 zombies first. They'll have 9 left. Oh, I'm still just super fucking dead. Or no, they'll have 5 left. Plus the 3 Icarids. That's 10. That's 19, and I have 3 blockers. I'm not dead. I get to survive this turn. It sucks that active player, non-active player order dictates that the Icarids get to come into play after the Tangle Wires. Like if I draw another Tangle Wire next turn and just tap down, what would it be? 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 permanents per turn. Still insufficient. I'm probably just going to die to my own Tangle Wires. I'm going to make blocks that keep me alive. Oh, they're casting Hogak instead of attacking with all of the creatures. Okay. I like that. I like that. Investing in the future. The Icarids are just going to smash because they're dead anyway. If I block one of the Icarids with Mishra, Icarid tramples. I take 2. I take 1 from Icarid or 2 from zombie. I'm going to have to tap 6 things. So the Tangle Wires and 4 other things next turn. I think I want one of these monitors in the graveyard to Emery with. I do have a handful of lands, but they are not lands that I want. If I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What am I taking? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm taking 10 right now to 7. I think I'm going to have to live with that. Right, I'm at 7. And I don't get to pop my baubles because I need to hide under Tangle Wire with them. They can Cabal Therapy me. I'm just mono lands over here. This has been an exciting game. We're going to lose it, but this was awesome. Mishra is not to be fucked with. Oh, they targeted themselves, naming, just showing me their hand? Or did they discard a... They discarded 2 Stinkweedums. Okay, sure. Oh, that's to enable the Icarids next turn so they have enough black creatures. Oh, they were actually out. That was tight. Yeah, now they have exactly enough to get all their Icarids again. Make sure I fade first. It would be life or death if I mess up that. Okay, gotta tap 3 things. 1, 2, 3. Then tap 3 things. Monitor. Or maybe I don't get to tap monitor. I didn't need every creature. No, I'm losing anyway. Monitor, Bauble, and Seed of the Synod. Need to push for velocity, I guess. Lotus Petal. You can grab one out of the graveyard. And then we're gonna have a couple of Thought Monitors show up here. Thought Monitor. Cast that, get one out of the deck. Let's go, let's go. Baleful Strix, I'll cast a few of those, thank you. Oh, I'll cast many of those, in fact. Okay, Vault of Whispers. I'm actually gonna bauble first. Search my library, just get that out of the way. Then blue, black, Baleful Strix. Get a couple of those coming in. Search my library. Draw 2 extra cards. And blue, black. Baleful Strix. Get a couple of those coming in. We're still very dead, but this rules. Thought Monitor. I'm out of them, unfortunately. Still gonna cast it. I'll search my library. Fail to find. I wish I could play 7 of those, but that's not the rules. Ooh, Tangle Wire. We almost had the full Tangle. Oh wait, do I have the full Tangle? No, I'm 1 mana short. I can Opal, which can tutor up an Opal, but I've already used my land drop. Okay, bummer. So close to having the full 15 card Tangle. Make sure I'm not missing anything on that. I'm not. Yeah, I'm just out of stuff to do here. Needed a Lotus Petal. All 4 Opals are accounted for. Okay. Discard Ancient Tomb. I'm not going to have the life total to work with that. Okay, tap 6 things. I make a bunch of blocks, and then I die to Hogak. They're actually going to use all their black cards this turn. So Icarid can't come back again. Don't think it's going to matter. Icarid. 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 Yeah. Oh, Icarid doesn't have trample. Why did I think it did? It just has haste. Okay, cool. I took 1 more damage than I needed to last turn, but I traded with a actual permanent creature. Maybe it's fine. Okay, there are no blocks here. I'm gonna make them. Or it was a noble fight team. This was fun. This was an awesome game. If I had like 1 real card against them, we might actually have stabilized this just fair and square. Just 1 real thing. If 8 more things needed to be tapped this turn, we actually get another turn. Yeah, 1 mana short of tapping enough to stay alive. Probably would have died on the backswing, but still, that was awesome. Okay, Ensnaring Bridge, Leyline, Lodestone Golem are all coming in. I have to decide if I want Force of Will. We'll see how many things I end up cutting. Brazen Borrower is not it. Mishra, sorry buddy. We're against an actual balls to the wall nut combo deck here. Baleful Strix also pretty bad. And if we get into that fair game, Strix is good, but They're also a deck full of permanents, but I think Tangle Wire is good enough. Chalice on 1 does hurt them. I'm mostly interested in Leyline, though. They have Faithless Lootings and Cabal Therapies, at least. Valerian Winds cost 2. I think I want to shave an Opal. And yeah, Chalice is like fine. I guess I need Chalice. Damn. I just want all my cards. Maybe I don't play Force of Will, but I know that they do have Force of Will, which makes that extra complicated. But that does clean up my sideboarding quite a bit. Just Bridge, Logi, and Leylines. Backing up Leyline with Force of Will is a thing that I love doing against Dredge, though. But what's left? Like, I have to actually win the game somehow. Lodestone Golem is probably the way that I do that. How do I win the game under Ensnaring Bridge? Do I bring in my Aether Grid? Cut another Opal? Grid can also poke my own creatures if I need to nuke bridges. I don't hate that. Okay, I'm going to try this version. Not sure if it's perfect, but the most important cards, which are Bridge and Leyline, are in. This is an Ensnaring Bridge hand, but it's very slow. I think I want to do better than this. Turn 1 Emery. Normally I'm very happy about, but this one I'm going to mulligan. This is turn 1 Chalice with multiple redraws. I don't know if that's good. Opponent's also on 6. I'm going to chase it a little farther here. Oh god. Getting worse. Going to 4. Okay. As far as 4 card hands go, one's fine. Opponent kept 5. I'm going to keep 4. And I'm going to send the redundant Chalice. I have to keep Leyline, Ancient Tomb, Chalice of the Void. Do I want to keep Bauble for the redraw? Yeah, I guess Opal goes. And Bauble for a redraw or Lotus Petal to cast the first spell I draw. I think Petal's better than Bauble. Okay. Done. Put Leyline in. We're going to get Force of Vigor immediately. Ancient Tomb, Chalice. Okay. If they kept in with Force of Vigor, I lose. If they Force of Will this, they're down to 3 cards and have to beat the Leyline still. Here we are. Didn't Force of Vigor me. Count that as a win. Most of their interaction costs 0 or 1. Alright, there's Ancient Tomb. Need a Lodestone Golem. If they just start casting Thugs here, I'm going to be pretty happy about it, but also I'm not set up to beat that either. Alright, Bauble. Give me a redraw. I'm not going to do it now because they do have discard spells. Right now we're in their turn. I'll let them draw. I'm going to Bauble in their end step, which is when I'll have the most information about their situation. Yeah, they're just casting Thugs. Okay. The classic Dredge backup plan, which I am not currently set up to play against. Chain of Vapor is in their hand. The Chalice backup is holding the fort here. 2 draws. Come on, Lodestone Golem. Lodestone Golem. Thought Monitor. Can I play that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, I can. Bauble. Petal. And this is bigger than Thug in combat, which is all that it really needs to do. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll have 1 colorless floating when this resolves. Worth the 4 life to cast it. Force Pitching Careful Study. That's brutal. Okay. They did need that, but they are ahead again. Now the Thug Narcomoeba beatdown is a real thing. And Bauble in the end step again. Get some looks, looking for that Lodestone Golem. Leyline and Seat of the Synod. Well, I'll play Seat. Eventually that'll do something. We saw Stinkweed Imp, so if they draw another land, they can play another creature. Oh no, there it is. Stinkweed Imp also has fake Death Touch. So it can tangle with Lodestone Golem. Yuck. This is how it ends for me. Emery. Alright. Emery knows how to party. She finds Ensnaring Bridge. We can get back in this. If they don't have an answer to this, I just hit Tangle Wire, which could buy me time. Lotus Petal's in there. The Thought Monitor's still in there. This could go places. There's another land. You have a 4-mana spell to cast? Please don't. Another Stinkweed Imp. Okay. Emery does block Thug, so Imp is the only attacker here. And they are also taking damage from their creatures, or from their lands. Oh, wow, they packed it up? They've had enough. I guess if they can't remove Emery, she is going to take over the game faster than the imps can kill me. Oh. They did see a lodestone golem. Emery milled one over. Okay, there's that. I don't think my deck is getting better. I guess Force of Will can fight their interaction. Like, me being on the play was the only reason they couldn't Chain of Vapor my Leyline that game, because I had the Chalice. Chalice is a lot worse on the draw, but still good overall. I could cut the Chalices for Forces and just do it that way. Chalice is an artifact, though. I need those. Okay, I'm just doing the same deck again. Let's keep 7 this time. The comfortable 7 with a Leyline. All right, we're not keeping 7. This isn't it. Mulligan. Okay. I am keeping this. I'm going to send one of the Ancient Tombs to the bottom. I don't think I'm going to need 2 of those. They don't mess with my lands. The Ensnaring Bridge is a nice follow-up to the Leyline. Chain of Vapor is kind of nice to know that that's their interaction, compared to like Force of Vigor or Serenity. Bonus down to 4. You could do this. They saw me mull to 4 chasing a Leyline last game. They know what I'm capable of, and I just kept 6. So they need to find a hand that can answer Leyline, because they know I mulled to it. I have indicated that in my play pattern already. Bang. All right, you have 4 cards. I have Leyline, and I have Bridge to follow it up. Let's go. Fiery Islet, wild. I'd love to see like Emery or something here. Like something to do. Chalice even. Like if they have to spend their mana this turn to Chain of Vapor Leyline and I can follow it up by slamming a Chalice, then that's pretty good, because then they don't get to Faithless Looting or Careful Study or whatever. Lotus Petal. I could turn 1 this Ensnaring Bridge, but I don't think that's where I want to be. I think I'm just gonna poop out my Baubles and my Petal. Or just my Baubles. Yeah, I'm going to Sandbag Petal. They're not going to Blind Therapy Lotus Petal. Cephalid Coliseum. Alright, are we casting Archimedes? I am going to bobble them. I want some information and I want some cards. Alright, there's a Force of Will over there. That makes Ensnaring Bridge worse, so I'm just going to push for more replacement cards. Thought Monitor, Emery, cool. Tangle Wire. Ancient Tomb, Lotus Petal. I'm going to lead on Tangle Wire. If they spend their Force on that, then Force is out of the way, and if they don't, I can play Emery. Force, Pitching, Careful Study, Deal. That means I don't get Emery, but they are down to 1 card over there. And they clearly can't answer Leyline with the mana they have available. Cool. Sacking Fire Islet to draw a card. The YOLO. Seat of the Synod. That gets me Emery, even if this Ensnaring Bridge doesn't resolve. And do I even want to cast it? Is that... I think having the artifacts around is worth it, even if they can see it coming, even if they can line up a Force of Vigor with it. Like, I can keep my hand at 2 cards and attack. But this is going to hold up. We have a trophy match coming. Oh my god. Round 5 incoming. For the absolute best Magic the Gathering apparel on the market, check out the link in the video description to coalesceapparel.shop. And be sure to use the code BoshNRoll for 10% off when you check out. I am on the draw for this trophy round. I have turn 1 Chalice. Not really a follow-up plan, but I am going to keep this hand. Playing against Orzhov Control is the username. Let's hope that's actually what they're playing, because that's not a real deck, and we would defeat it if they were on it. Dead Guy L, let's go. Orzhov Control. Oh, Orzhov Control confirmed. Oh, what a time to be on the draw. Disappointing. And I'm still in. Chalice is still going to be good. Tangle Wire is going to be very good. Chalice on 1, get in there. And then I can Bauble, Opal, Petal before the Thalia comes down. And give me a peek. Arrakis. Alright, is this just 60 card Death and Taxes? Like it's 2010? What's going on over here? Mox Opal. They might just beat me anyway, if I don't find some Thought Monitors quickly. So Tangle Wire can make it weird. Flagstones of Tricair. Alright, I guess we are going into the Tangle Hole. I could also Chalice on 2. Yeah, I don't have 2 drops in my deck. Let's go. They got Stoneforge Mystics and shit. Let's shut them down. Oh, I have Baleful Strix in my deck. punished. I'm going to draw that immediately. Oh, this Vial. If I were on the play, this game would already be over. Flicker Wisp is really bad in this particular Chalice deck, because if they Flicker Chalice, it takes it off the number they don't want it on, and they put it on the number I don't want it on, which is 0. Spirit of the Lab. Yeah, that's a good one. Thought Monitor and Thought Cast just got bad. This Vial is a disaster. Yeah, we're going to lose this game. It's already falling apart. I don't really have any sort of backup plan or catch-up plan if Spirit of the Labyrinth stops me from drawing cards. What are we doing here? I can't cast Baleful Strix because I'm a dummy. Yeah, this deck is just drawing cards and hoping they're better than the opponent's cards, and right now we are not in that world. There's Cauldra. Let's see what this Aether Vial does. Oh, we win this game so hard on the play. Stupid die roll. We get to be on the play next round. Don't worry. We got 60 card Death and Taxes, though. Ancient Times. Okay, it looks like they're tapping their Aether Vial. If they go land, activate Cauldra, that makes sense, but this is a turn that they don't have Spirit of the Lab available. Okay, if I rip Thought Monitor right now and get a turn of development, that could play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or they can tap Cauldra, which leaves the Germ untapped. Yeah, living weapon equipments are really good against Tanglewire. They tap the 3 things that don't care if they're tapped. I deck 1 chance. Emery, and they have Grixis. Okay. Bummer. Play draw. Dependent. Now we know what we're up against, though. And they're going to think we're 8-cast. Didn't reveal anything weird. Not even like an off-color land. I guess the Tanglewire is weird. Here per Aether Grid is the nuts. Brazen Borrower is good. Probably one Ensnaring Bridge. Like, they're a Flicker Wisp deck. It's not a hard, stable situation, but it's still good. I think I'm going to shave some Opals. One of the Mishras. Sorry, Mishra. We have a trophy match here. I'm not playing around. Lodestone Golem can bash on the play. Maybe I'd get off Ensnaring Bridge and into Lodestone Golem. But Ensnaring Bridge plus Aether Grid is a mood. Mishra's pretty bad against the Caracas deck, but it's also pretty good. Like, if they don't have Caracas right away, Mishra will destroy this deck. I think on the play, I'm only going to have 1 Ensnaring Bridge in here because I want to be pushing. Yeah, this is not what Lodestone Golem is for. If I could guarantee turn 2 it, I would play it, but that's not the world we live in. Yeah, this is the spread. Let's go. On the play with nothing. This is basically a turn 2 Tanglewire and hope that I'm still alive later. I'm going to mulligan this. This is a turn 1 Emery. I am interested in this. I'm going to keep... I think I send Mishra out of this hand. I could almost turn 2... I could actually turn 2 this Mishra. I don't think that's the line, though. I'll find him later. I want stability. Opponent's down to 5. I hope they're mulling aggressively for Answers to Chalice of the Void, which is not a card that my hand contains. I'm going to pop this Emery in, though. I am going to collect my redraw. They have Skyclave Apparition coming off the top. No Caracas, please. Okay, they're passing the turn. All right, we're in there. Getting at least 1 more card off of Emery. I want to keep the Mishra's Baubles coming. I'm worried about Null Rod or Stony. I guess Death and Taxes can't play those cards. I'm gonna bobble again. You know about Skyclave. There's Spirit. That's fucking annoying. Okay. You're per Aether Grid. Come on, buddy. Baleful Strix. Great. Maybe they won't play the Spirit. Huh. I'd almost prefer Stoneforge Mystic. Aether Grid. Okay. Baubles still draw cards every other turn. This many Baubles isn't great for me. Do I want to play my 2/2 flyer? I think I want to put my 1/1 Death Touch into play. Bauble still works. Sort of Fire and Ice. Yikes. I'll put my 1/1 into play. Sucks I don't get a card, but 1/1 Death Touch has text in the matchup. I do get a card on their turn. Another Emery. I had an earlier version of this deck that had 3 Aether Grids in it. That deck would not be beatable. Cyclave Apparition, please take Emery. Alright. Got more where that came from. Another Strix. Not excited about it, but here is Emery. And Bauble while I can. Stoneforge Mystic, disappointing. Guess I'll play another Strix. Come on, Aether Grid. Aether Grid, Aether Grid. Brazen Borrower is also good, just set me free for a turn, let me unload these Thoughtcasts on the world. I got outs, but they're thinning out. Stoneforge Mystic, you got it. It's kind of scary with this sort of Fire and Ice already in their hand. You don't have attacks because of my Death Touch creatures. Come on, deck. Removal spell. Tanglewire, do I like that? I think I do. Mishra's Bauble. Bauble. Get this redraw. Jite, Jesus. Okay, I'm gonna have to Tanglewire. And pass the turn. Gotta slow them down somehow. There's the Brazen Bee. Okay, come on, deck. Let's do this thing. Tapped down to 1 land. But if they have another land, I know 4 of the 5 cards in their hand. Oh, they missed the land drop. They don't get to Cauldron. That's nice. Okay, here we go. Fade. And I think I just have to tap the... Is Vault of Whispers helping me here? I think I want to leave one of the Strixes back. And then, because I need 3 blue mana this turn. Petty Theft. Do I have enough artifacts right now? Let me make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh yeah, millions. Petty Theft. The Spirit. Get Thought Monitor in here. Found Chalice. That doesn't help. I can play Lotus Petal and Thoughtcast. Oh, there's a Thought Monitor in my graveyard too. That's disappointing. I think I need to Thoughtcast here though. Lotus Petal. Thoughtcast. Vault of Whispers. Lotus Petal. I can Thoughtcast again, or I can Chalice on 1. Does Chalice on 1 help me? They have to tap 3 things next turn. I don't think they get there. I'm gonna Bauble. I at least can do that. Saw the sort of Fire and Ice again. I could Thoughtcast again. Maybe I should have held this land drop. Yeah, this is tough. I don't think Chalice on 1 is going to help me this game. Thought Monitor is good. I guess I'm passing from there. That's as much as I get to do this turn. Draw a card with Bauble. Now they have to make some decisions under the Tanglewire. Do they want to attack me or try to get their locks back in? I would tap the 2 creatures in the Wasteland and replay the Spirit of the Lab. That's how I would play this game. Bummer. I hate when my opponent does things that make sense. Still looking for Aether Grid to shut this game down. I've drawn 31 cards. Fading. Gonna tap Tanglewire and probably Vault of Whispers. Is Thought Monitor gonna change anything meaningfully? I don't think so. Alright, I'm gonna tap Thought Monitor. Ugh. Emery can play Tanglewire. Alright, yeah, I mean, that's the game plan now. Emery, cast Tanglewire. Yeah, we're just looping wires now. I'm going to play Ancient Tomb. I'm going to play Chalice on 1. They have to tap 6 things next turn. Guess I have some attacks here. I have to start reducing their life total. Next turn, the Brazen Borrower joins the attack force. They're just letting these Tanglewires resolve. Using Stoneforge to put in an equipment costs 2, or it costs 3 tap permanents, but you might as well because you're losing all your permanents anyway. Yeah, they're gonna put something in off Stoneforge here, and then Tanglewire is gonna get all the rest of the permanents. There's Cauldron, and then they can tap the Cauldron, the Germ, and the 2 lands. Yeah, their next turn they can attack anyway, but that was a good turn. Now I just need to run Tanglewires until this game ends, basically. Or until I find the Aether Grid, which still wins the game, basically on the spot. Lanes, I have the Chalice for 1. The Cauldron is in play now. They played this Apparition a while ago. And I'm going to have to tap 5 things here. 3 of them are freebies in the 2 Tanglewires and the Chalice. It's probably Ancient Tomb's going to be the other one. Another Emery. Where does this get me? I probably want to Bauble. Mishra's Bauble. This can at least draw cards still. Look at your top card. Cathar Commando, geez, that's rough. I think I want to play this oh, I can't play the untapped Emery because then I lose out on Brazen Borrower. And here to attack, let's start pushing damage because I'm not winning a game where I'm not racing. And yeah, blue source short of playing Thought Monitor just as a 2/2, which I would do if I could. Luckily, they have to tap all their stuff before they know about Cathar Commando. Oh man, this bridge would be so good. Commando wasn't coming. Tapping the Wasteland and the Spirit. I like it. Oh, they're going to try to equip Jitte. Is that going to work? If they have another land, that works. Sword of Fire and Ice is even worse. God, this Cathar Commando's a beating. At least I know about it, but still, shit. Here comes the Germ. I'm going to Brazen Borrow in the end step. Yeah, I am in trouble. Cast Brazen Borrower. And the Cathar Commando's temporary because I have Emery. Come on, Aether Grid. Never so desperately wanted this draft uncommon. Those are tapped. Come on, deck. Another Emery. I don't really want Emery chucking cards off the top of my deck because I only have one Ensnaring Bridge in. I thought on the play that would make sense. Not sure if that's true. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Plus the Jitte. Or they're going to Sophie, not Jitte, right? Okay, I guess I might as well attack with everything. Well, I'm going to bobble with Emery, then attack with everything else. I'm going to lose Emery to Sophie. Schadenport, okay. And then Thought Monitor just as a 2/2. Can't draw cards, I know. Attack with everything because they can't block. Push this damage through. Opponent's at 7. Ensnaring Bridge. I'm going to draw and go up to 3 cards in hand, but at least Kaldra can't attack if they don't answer Bridge. They have to tap 2 permanents next turn. I think they're going to have exactly enough to get their equipment in and equipped and Cathar Commando and kill Emery. Yeah, they're going to sneak through this. I'm going to lose my trophy too. Ancient Times. Death and Taxes. Unless I spike Brazen Borrower right now. And the Aether Grid still is great. That's still a draw that gets me out of this. Let's go. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. I think it's still going to be too late because they're definitely going to kill Emery with the Jitte. And then Grid is just never going to be able to get up ahead of anything else. And I do have a bunch of creatures in play. Like, yeah, if they spend the Jitte life and they're drawing Schadenport, so I know they can... Oh, they can't equip Sophie and Jitte. They could get Sophie into play this turn, but they can't equip it. Yeah, this is tight. I have my card that can get me out of it here. But, yeah, if they're... Oh, shit. If they have it in their head to Schadenport my Volcanic Island, but I think they need all their mana to do anything. All right, that's equipped. Then Commando... I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 in the air. They can't just kill Emery here with Jitte. So I'm going to get to replay. Yeah, I mean, like, this is here. We're actually, like, just where we need to be. Oh my god, this is a great game. I'm going to take 5. Jitte is going to get 2 counters. If they kill Emery, they're dead on the backswing, just on board. If they don't kill Emery, I replay Ensnaring Bridge. And they might be dead on the swing anyway from Aether Grid that they don't even know about. I may have stacked these backwards. I could have tapped the Tangle Wire that was going to die. I guess I don't need to. These are basically free anyway. Draw for turn. That's an artifact. That helps. Let's do some math. If I... Okay, I can put Ensnaring Bridge back into play first. Because I have 3 cards in hand. All my creatures can still attack. Just going to rebuy this Ensnaring Bridge. 1, 2, oh, these are... Oh god, I don't really want to tap my Ancient Tombs, but I guess I should. Go to 6. Yeah, I mean, I guess I lose to Flicker Wisp, but, you know, fuck it. I think I'm going to win this turn. I attack with all my creatures. I can remove all of their creatures that would be able to attack next turn. They have to use Jite here just to stay alive. Killing the Brazen Borrower makes sense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you go to 1, you die to Aether Grid. I think I'm winning right now with Aether Grid. Because I can do 1, 2, 3. And yeah, they can go to 9 life. I'm attacking for 6. I think I have them dead for Xaxes with Grid. I just ignore the creatures, go face. And they could pitch Solitude to exile one of their own creatures. Oh, they just killed Strix instead. So now that's good. That's 1 less life they have to work with, basically. Okay. Cathar Commando and Rashadan Board are in play. I know about Sword of Feast and Famine. I don't know about their other mystery cards. Okay. I'm going to bet on you're dead. You're per Aether Grid. Are you dead? I can do 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, even if they have Solitude, they still lose. Because I can do this 3 times, and I can just respond to the Solitude by pinging them again. Ping, ping. And I know their 3rd card in hand, so even if it is white card Solitude, I still got you. Wow, Aether Grid. Teased me, showed up in the bottom half of the deck, but still won the game, like it's supposed to do. Okay, this was crazy. I want both bridges. I've learned my lesson. Okay, the second ensnaring bridge is in. I do think Chalice is good. Tangle Wire is the reason we were in that game at all. I think Mishra rules, honestly, in this matchup, because they can't counter him. I get at least 1 pop out of him before it's bounced by Karakas or exiled with Solitude or whatever. Strix is good. The baubles are all good. Yeah, sideboarding with this is tough. I could cut an Emery because they're a Karakas deck, just sort of hedge against that. Emery's really good, but if they have Karakas, she becomes complete garbage. Okay, I'm going to go like this. We are in a game 3 of match 5 for a trophy with Grixis Mishra cast. Let's do it. I have bridge. I have the Mishra. I'm going to keep this. Let's go. Please don't have Aether Vial. No Vial. That's good news. Seat of the Synod. I'm going to lead on Seat because I have 2 of them. And if I get the red source wastelanded, that's the end of that. We just saw Stoneforge Mystic off of that. That's kind of unfortunate. But Ensnaring Bridge does line up well against Kaldra. And if they wasteland me, it means they're not casting Stoneforge Mystic and they don't have another 1-drop. Okay with that situation. It sucks that even if I Ancient Tomb out Ensnaring Bridge, Kaldra can still attack. And my life total is in danger here. Just grabbing the Kaldra coming from my face. Oh, that's the one. That's the one. It always is. Hey, buddy. Okay. That'll buy some time. Let me get my hand into play. I hope. Maybe. They didn't violin Kaldra in response. That's very strange. Like, they could have put Kaldra in there, tap the Kaldra, next turn, tap land, or Stoneforge, Kaldra, leave Germ untapped. Yeah, we're getting some edge here based on them not being familiar with Tangle Wire. And that was a good wasteland, but that land wasn't tapping for mana this turn anyway. Come on, Mox Opal. 8 Thought Cast. That doesn't do what I need it to right now. Guess I'm gonna play the Seat. I want to build up my affinity. And I still want to protect my red-black source here as much as I can. Wow, this resolved again. Kaldra could have actually attacked here. Or I guess it still doesn't attack, but it could have been attacking. Yeah. They're missing some action here. I think this game should be over already, but it's not. And I'll take it. Okay. I get a land here. First turn with mana in a while. I'm going to play Baleful Strix. I think that's better than Thought Casting. I'm going to need to like Mishra and go nuts or find and answer one of my Brazen Borrowers this turn. Okay, they finally figured out how this works. Let's hope they tap the Germ. If they tap the Kaldra equipment and Karakas, they get attacks. Okay. I'm at 18. I feel like I should be at 3 already. But we take that when it happens. Unfortunately, every card I've cast this game has been a cantrip, so Ensnaring Bridge is still out of reach here. The Tangle Wire is down to nothing, just itself. Come on, Brazen Borrower. Thought Monitor. Okay, we can continue loading up my hand like crazy. Might as well, right? Thoughtcast is at the minimum. God, this did not get better. I'm gonna have to Thoughtcast again. Come on, zeros. Give me Mox Opal. All right, Lotus Petal. I'll take. I think I should have held back that Vault of Whispers again. I'm gonna Chalice on 1, and then Thought Monitor. Next turn, yeah, I think having Thought Monitor in now is worth doing. Just more options, more cards. They don't have Spirit of the Lab in play yet. Bauble. I'm not gonna pop this. I found the Aether Grid. All right, if I can stabilize with Grid under Ensnaring Bridge, maybe that's a game plan. They also get a freebie here by tapping the Cauldra off of Tangle Wire. They do have a Caracas, so Emery doesn't help. Mishra's only good for 1. Yeah, this is a tight one. Tighter than it should have been, but still tight. I'm going to take my 5 again. Another Stoneforge. The first Stoneforge can put in whatever the second one gets here. If they just get Batterskull, put in Batterskull, and then re-equip Batterskull. Sort of Fire and Ice. That's just as bad. Yeah, I need Brazen Borrower or I'm dead. Taki War's Wage. Fuck. Yeah, if that came down a turn later, I would be able to grid it, but instead, yeah, that's it. That one's gonna break it open here. Oh, the trophy. Okay, so I'm going to tap with Tangle Wire. Beginning of your upkeep, sack this unless you pay 1. All right, I'm gonna put that down here. I'm going to draw a card first, fade the Tangle Wire after that. So I draw the card. Then Tangle Wire fades. Don't tap anything. Am I saving Thought Monitor? Wow, that sucks. How does this work? And I think the answer is it doesn't. So I have to tap my lands to keep my lands. Oh, the trophy is dead. There's not a way through this because my lands need to be tapped just to keep themselves, and I have no mana in my hand. If I had the grid down, they could pick off Kataki before these triggers happen, but our trophy stolen by grandfather taxes. With Kataki was War's Wage and only 60 cards. Where'd they find room for that one? It was a good run, folks. Grixis Mishra cast, Mishra Prison, Tangle Mishra, whatever we're calling this deck, showed up. I mean, pretty good. I, for starters, would want another Aether Grid in the sideboard. That was like the best card in the matchups where you want it. Lodestone Golem didn't get to flex, but I think that card is good still. Tangle Wire is always incredible against combo, against control, against aggro. It doesn't matter. Tangle Wire is just 3 time walks. I might want more Brazen Borrower. Like, I know Mishra is kind of the name of the game here, but if we cut a Mishra from the main, I think I'd want to main 2 Borrowers and then add a second grid to the sideboard. You could also main a grid, but Brazen Borrower is just more flexible in general. And I think this deck is already improved. You could put some Dismembers in if you're worried about Collector Ooh for Kataki specifically, but Null Rod is going to be a problem even through those. So I like Brazen Borrower's open-endedness better. And I mean, the thing that I said in the beginning of the deck tech, which is we're going to catch splash damage, catch some strays from 8-cast. I mean, Kataki would not be in the deck if 8-cast wasn't a tier 1 deck. So there's that. It did in fact happen. We got turn 1 Collector oofed. That happened also. So we did catch some strays, but the deck still performed. I don't know if we're just on the strength of 8-cast here. 8-cast is so good that it can just do this anyway. Is it just Tangle Wire that's good? We did do some crazy Mishra stuff. And honestly, when I queued in with this deck, I was like, I'll be happy with a 2-3. As long as I don't 0-5, this won't be a loss. And we straight up 4-1'd. We lost in game 3 to a potent sideboard card when our own potent counter sideboard card was coming down that turn. Oh, that was so close. If we win the die roll in round 5 and just lock their Aether Vial that won them the game by itself under our Chalice that we were on the draw and it came down a turn too late,
I think we have the trophy. There's a lot of alternate timelines where this is posted in the 5.0 dump, but unfortunately, we live in this timeline. Robert, thank you for this brew challenge. It was surprisingly coherent. In the end, those of you out there who like playing fun versions of powerful decks, I can recommend this. Those of you out there who want to win the maximum number of matches and do well in tournaments, please just play Mono Blue 8-cast. But this shell is powerful enough that it can carry complete nonsense like Mishra Artificer's Prodigy, and that's good to know. I'm going to sign off there. Thanks for watching, everybody. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, buy some shirts from Coalesce Apparel. Check out my Patreon links, all that stuff in the video description, and I'll catch you for the next one.